And we're back. This is Javion Gibson with my colleague Ty Hoffman. Ty.
Yo, and we have a special guest, Joe.
Hello, everyone.
Right, today we will be talking about a ton of different topics. First, we're going to talk about the NFL playoffs. Ty, you want to start?
You can start. I'll let you start.
Man, why the fuck do I have to start? Fucking bitch. All right, so the games are the Buccaneers versus the
Football team.
Washington football team,
Uh-huh.
the Colts versus the Bills, and then what's the last game, Ty?
Browns and Steelers.
Oh, Browns and Steelers.
Rams and Seahawks.
Yeah, I don't know what
We're
we're doing
starting
about
with
that.
Saturday, Joe.
Yeah, it's the Rams and
Yeah,
Seahawks.
they play on Saturday, yeah.
They do?
Yeah, I thought we were just going in general. So who do you have winning the Bucks and football team game?
Tom Brady. I mean, what?
I have the football team winning.
I have the football team because of their dominant defense.
I think that Alex Smith and Ron Rivera have a lot to prove. And Alex Smith he's basically fully healed. He went out for a game or two. He's fine. But I feel like the young Washington defense can take down Tom Brady, and the football team is going to win 24-21.
Well, here's my thing. Washington has a lot of questionable players, maybe not playing, and Brandon Sheriff, Kendall Fuller, Alex Smith might not even play, Terry McLaurin, and Antonio Gibson. So, yeah,
That's questionable. I feel like they'll play. To me, I feel like that, unless it's COVID, I feel like that they'll be healthy enough for the playoffs.
Only way I could see them winning is if it's a 10-16 game.
Yeah, all right. Colts and Bills, who do you have winning?
I have the Bills smacking your team's ass, Ty.
Joe?
Honestly, well, I think the Colts could win the game because Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs are questionable before the game.
I feel you there. I feel like our defense is going to be dominant. Primetime games, we were 4 for 5.
The only way they're going to win, in my opinion, is if Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs don't play.
They're questionable if they get injured during the game, so what? But I have us winning either way, 27-21 in a close game.
Yeah, I think you're wrong.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Josh,
you guys also don't have Marlon Mack. Jonathan Taylor's questionable.
Stephon Diggs, oblique injury, and Cole Beasley has a knee injury. They're limited in practices and sat out Tuesday, Wednesday.
I have Josh Allen attacking your weak secondary because I think that's the weakest part of your defense.
Mm-hmm. And then the Rams and the Seahawks.
I have the Seahawks beating the absolute snot piss out of the Rams.
I don't have them beating the absolute snot piss out of the Rams, but I have them winning in a close game because the Rams defense stepped up in that one game. So I feel like that they can do something with that. But I feel like the Seahawks are going to win by 3, 24-21.
Joe?
I feel like, the Seahawks have a lot of people questionable, but I feel like they could win.
Yeah, I don't think
against the Rams.
Don't even play.
I don't think they throw it against the Rams. I think they win by 6 or 3.
Yeah, Jared Goff is not playing, so
He said he might play.
I don't see any way they win that game.
I saw he might play, but if he's not playing, they're going to beat the piss out of him. Then you're right.
He's been moved out. They don't
Yeah,
have.
they're not winning. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't see them winning it.
And the thing is, Russell Wilson did throw 2 picks in their first meeting, but do not count on Russell Wilson in the playoffs. He averages 1.5 passing touchdowns per game, and I feel like that would be enough to take down the Rams if Jared Goff isn't playing.
Okay, now we get to day 2.
Bears and Saints
is the Ravens versus Titans.
Titans all the way. Ravens defense is going to fold. Derrick Henry's going to rush for at least 150 yards and a touchdown, and Ryan Tannehill and AJ Brown are going to start connecting. They're going to win by at least 2 or 3 touchdowns.
The Titans do have a lot of people out for this game, though.
Who do they have out?
AJ Brown's out.
For real?
Out? No?
Questionable with a knee injury.
He'll be playing knowing him after seeing that catch against the fucking Texans.
Yeah, I think Adoree Jackson and AJ Brown will play.
100%. I feel like half the playoff injuries are just saying that. So, like,
I mean, they're
They
banged
get the
up.
team's hopes up so they know who to attack, but like they really don't, and they're gonna get fucked up.
But I had the Titans winning by 10.
Do that.
I'm switching on my pick. What I said earlier, I actually do have the Ravens winning.
Really?
I think right now they're the second hottest team in football besides the Bills, and I just don't think that the Titans defense will win. They don't have a pass rush. They can't. No, I think Lamar will get outside the pocket and make plays happen.
I got something for you. I think Lamar Jackson will not be a Hall of Famer at the end of his career.
I think you're wrong.
I feel like he doesn't have the receiving core he needs. He's known for his scrambling. People call him a fucking running back, so I feel like that he's not really going to go in the Hall of Fame. Even if people are just calling him that, I feel like he's not going to.
I think he will just based off his running alone. He'll be the highest rushing running or quarterback of all time. I think by the end of his career.
All time, yeah. If the O-line stays healthy, he can be. Do that.
Second game on the list is my team.
Your team's better get the piss shit beat out of you.
Actually, I think the Bears have a chance because Alvin Kamara is out with COVID-19. So it's going to be a big pass attack the whole game. And Michael Thomas is out, so the Bears might have a chance.
Michael Thomas is playing. He was out until the playoffs. I have the Bears winning by 7, actually, and they're not going to get the piss beat out of them. Because, look, the last two teams, I'm not sure what week it was, like week 6 or 7. The Bears only lost by 3.
Yeah, the game went to overtime with the Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears' offense has been clicking a lot more recently than it did in the first game. In their defense, I feel like their pass rush is going to get through. Kamara is going to get stopped easily, and the Bears are going to take it by 7.
2 of their cornerbacks are questionable on the Bears, though.
Jalen Johnson most likely will play. I doubt Scream will play. And we're missing Roquan. So with that, I think my Bears will lose this game. 27-20.
27-20. All right, Browns and Steelers. Browns are taking this one. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm hoping for the Browns to win, but just for the simple fact that Joe Bitonio is out?
Yeah.
Him and losing Kevin Stefanski, I just don't think so. I want Baker to win this game, but I just don't.
My opinion.
Yeah. I think them losing a lot of their players is going to be, a lot of their wide receivers is going to be a big factor towards the game.
My thing is, in my opinion, the Steelers' defense cannot stop Jarvis Landry.
I don't think Jarvis Landry is that good.
And I feel like the Steelers' offense is going to go into the game, big lead at halftime. They're going to sell it. Their running game is going to turn to shit like it has been this whole season. And Big Ben's going to throw an interception, and the Browns are going to take a game-winning drive, and they're going to win by a field goal, 31-28.
I just think that I think the Steelers have a chance of blowing them out this game. Just off the base of what we saw last week, that game was still close, and Big Ben was.
Yeah, I can feel that.
They have both won a game against each other this year.
True, but for week 17, the Steelers didn't play really any other starters.
And it was still a 2-point game.
Yeah, and
so I don't see a way that Cleveland can actually win this game.
And Eric Ebron is back.
Yeah, I feel like the Steelers can take it, but I want the Browns to win.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants the Browns. Nobody likes Steelers, really. Fuck no.
All right, our next topic is the Chicago Bulls, their rookies playing in general. I like how the team's folding. I like how the team's coming together. Zach LaVine and Kobe White, I have them in my top 3 backcourts. They played the Kings last night. Zach LaVine had 32. Kobe White had 36. They're both looking really good. I feel like that we have a bright future. And I saw a post. It said, we're Cade Cunningham away from being an amazing team. And I can see that. To have like a solid long point guard who can play defense, get the ball around, make shots. I feel like that if we get Cade Cunningham, we can go to the playoffs far.
Honestly, I think the Bulls, they're a pretty solid team. They're one of the youngest teams in the league. If they get it together, then I feel like they could honestly make the top 8 in the East this season. In my opinion, They've been playing good. They just got to close out fourth quarters and not blow leads, to be honest.
And if we had Laurie and Ryan Arcidiacono and everybody else for that Kings game, we most definitely would have won by at least 10.
All right, here's my take on the Bulls. We're not getting Cade Cunningham unless we just lose almost the rest of our games this year.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I mean, they look good. I think they can get somewhere between the 8th or the 10th seed. I don't think we can get really higher.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense is questionable. Our playmaking is questionable. And when Zach LaVine and Kobe White go off the court, I don't know who else can really make plays for us. So that's my opinion on the Bulls.
All right, next topic is Markelle Fultz, ACL tear yesterday. I feel like that was really shitty for him because they were playing very good with him. Markelle Fultz was looking amazing. He was looking like how he should have played when he got drafted, and he was looking really good. But now Cole Anthony will have a little bit of a chance to start playing more, so I feel like he's going to develop and start. He could start next year, and they might let go of Markelle if he gets injured again.
Yeah, I feel really bad for Markelle. I mean, just right when he was starting to get his career turned around, he tears his ACL.
We just had it.
All right, Joe.
Hold on.
Go Fultz.
I feel like
Magic are a good young team. I feel like they can do something.
Yeah, I think Cole Anthony will, at the end of the year be averaging like 14 and 8.
I can feel that.
So, next up is...
Well, I got my take on the Markelle Fultz. I think what honestly happened to him was pretty shitty.
Joe. We're about to get copyrighted for this.
It's looking like the Derrick Rose injury. How he was holding it, that looked like
Yeah,
the Derrick Rose injury.
It's looking very bad.
Mm-hmm.
The way he was holding it, I think it might ruin his career. I mean, his career has just been injury riddled ever since he came into the league, and he just started becoming that number 1 overall pick he was.
Yeah. And then next topic is Trevor Lawerence. I'm going to give y'all a hot take right quick. If Justin Fields beats Alabama, he's going first to the Jags.
I think there's a better chance for one of us to win Powerball than Justin Fields going number 1.
But listen. If he shows out like he did against Trevor to blow them out by 20 and they beat Alabama, he's going to go number 1.
I feel like Trevor Lawerence will probably end up going top 5.
He will. I know that. I'm saying he's going to go number 2 to the Jets.
No, Trevor Lawerence will be the number 1 pick. He is the best prospect since Andrew Luck. Everybody knows that.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields has too many inconsistencies. We saw what happens when he plays good defenses against Indiana and Northwestern. He very much struggled. And Clemson's defense is not really a top 20 defense this year. I can say that.
Yeah, ever since I lost Isaiah Simmons to the draft, they've gone down.
I feel like it's a wait and see thing with Trevor Lawerence. Like, I want to see how he does when he gets into the NFL.
Because he could turn out like Andrew Luck, have a shitty O-line, get injured, and then just retire early like he did, and just have like a good career, but also a shitty career because he had to retire early, and he could have been great.
I don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars will mess up that bad. I mean, you already have the blueprint for it. Just don't mess it up.
True. After firing their coach and GM, I feel like they'll take Trevor if Fields does bad. 100%.
So next we have the national title.
Alabama's winning. As much as I want Ohio State to win, have Justin Fields prove himself, Jalen Waddle's back for them. Devontae Smith just won the Heisman. Mac Jones was looking good against Notre Dame. They're winning it by a blowout.
Yeah, I have Alabama beating the absolute dog shit out of this team.
100%.
I don't think anybody really in their right mind has Ohio State winning.
Ohio State fans do.
I don't think Ohio State has the assets to win the game.
Like they're good, but they don't have like a running back like Najee Harris, two receivers like Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith. Jalen Fields is better than Mac Jones, but that's about really the only position that I can name on there that is better than Alabama besides maybe some defensive positions.
Yeah, no. Ohio State's defense is very questionable, especially their corners. And I think Alabama with John Mechie, Devontae Smith, and Jalen Waddle maybe coming back for that game, there's just no way they're going to stop them.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But if Ohio State wins, that's going to be a shocker to the whole world because nobody would expect that.
Only way Ohio State wins, Trey Sermon still has the games that he's been having, and he just runs on Alabama's defense.
Yeah, all right. Next topic is we all made lists before this for top 10 NBA players. Tavion, you can go first.
So my list will be more realistic than these two absolute idiots.
Uh-huh.
My list will be LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, KD, Stephen Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Jimmy Butler.
Joe?
My top 10 list is Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Giannis, Kyrie, Jokic, Luka, and then AD.
All right. Nobody's gonna. No, I'm gonna get hella shit for this list, but this is mine. Playing currently, past like 7-8 games. Throughout those games, this is who I think is playing the best. I have Bradley Beal, Curry, Kawhi, LeBron, KD, Zach LaVine, Giannis, Anthony Davis, Devin Booker, and Paul George. I just feel like from the way Bradley Beal is playing, if Russell Westbrook were to play like solid like he did last year with James Harden, they could be the 1 seed. But Russell Westbrook is playing like shit. Thomas Bryant isn't doing the best. They just need – and Denny Avdia, he's going to be a bust. I feel like that. I feel that. I just feel like the Wizards would be good if Bradley Beal had another point guard or small forward or center, somebody around him who could facilitate, score, and do their job that they need to do.
Ty, have you watched the games actually?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you would know that Russell Westbrook is averaging 20, 10, and 10 and 11.
No, I'm saying he's not playing. No, he's not playing to the standard that Bradley Beal needs him to for them to win games.
They also don't have a good defense.
It's nowhere near on Russell Westbrook for why this team is doing bad. It's on the coaching, it's on the way this team is built, and it's on the bench. But it's no way on Russell Westbrook.
I don't know why they took Avdia. I would have taken Toppin over Avdia.
But all right, you guys want to get into how to dissect our list, or you want to move on?
Whatever you want to do. If you want to dissect your list, go ahead.
All right, why I picked my list is because LeBron James, second greatest player of all time, behind Jordan, I still think. Kawhi Leonard, I mean, I don't think anybody can really argue that one.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant, we've seen him return to Kevin Durant form.
Yeah.
Steph Curry, in my opinion, the greatest point guard of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's number 4. Giannis Antetokounmpo, back-to-back MVP. Defensive Player of the Year, you got to put him there. Mm-hmm. James Harden, one of the greatest offensive players of all time.
You also got to remember James Harden isn't really playing much though.
This is based off of everything.
I went based off the season just alone so far.
Anthony Davis, I mean the best power forward, I want to say, or center, whatever you want.
Whatever he prefers, he's the best.
If we say power forward, then I have to put Giannis above him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's center, he's best center.
Yeah.
Luka Doncic, I mean,
it's Luka.
Luka is Luka.
Mm-hmm.
Nikola Jokic, he's averaging 24, 11, and 11 as a center. That's just unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jimmy Butler, we all saw what he did in the playoffs last year. And he can just push his team to a whole different level.
Yeah, Joe, do you want to go through your list or do you want to move on to the next topic?
I mean, Kawhi, very good defensive player. LeBron, it's LeBron. Damian Lillard, one of the best shooters of all time, in my opinion. Same with Steph Curry. Devin Booker, he's just on fire right now. I feel like he's gonna have a really phenomenal season.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis, back-to-back MVP, like Jatavion said. Kyrie Irving, I mean, he has Kevin Durant with him, so he'll probably have a pretty good season. Jokic, I mean, he's going to carry the Nuggets to the playoffs again with Jamal Murray. Luka is Luka, and then Anthony Davis is just one of the best in the game.
All right, I'm not going to go through my list, but one topic I got was Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady, best dunker of all time.
Vince Carter.
Vince Carter.
In my opinion, Vince Carter.
Nobody can really top the dunks that he has done in his career in the dunk contest and game, really anything. Nobody really can.
Honestly, I would put Zach LaVine over. I'd put Tracy McGrady.
You put Zach LaVine over Tracy McGrady?
Yeah. Did you watch his dunk contest?
He does hit some. Yeah, I could feel that too. Because Tracy McGrady, he was known for really everything. Vince Carter was known for being one of the oldest players dunking, and that's really that.
Vince Carter was.
I feel like another good topic would be like those are old players, so Zach LaVine or Aaron Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still have Zach over him.
All right, best power forward of all time.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan or Kevin Garnett.
I have Dirk in my two.
I also said Dirk also, but honestly, Kevin Garnett, that man was a savage.
He did not care.
That is for true. But, I mean, Duncan, he has 5 rings. He's one shot away from having 6 and being 6-0 like Jordan. How many he won? I think like 2 or 3 defensive players of the year.
Yeah.
What, like 2 MVPs? He made all defensive team like every year he's in the league, and was a constant all-star. He's the definition of consistency, and so I just have him as my best power forward.
Yeah. All right. Next topic is top 3 backcourts in the NBA right now.
All right. Before we start, I just want to give a shout out to Sexland. That is Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. If you don't know, Sexland forever. Ty, you can go first.
For all like the close NBA watchers, watching everything, shows and other podcasts.
What?
I have Chris Paul and Devin Booker, LaVine and Kobe White, and then Sexton and Garland.
Talk about biased.
No, not even biased. Have you seen how Zach LaVine and Kobe White have played together?
Look at their defense.
But have you seen how they have played together?
No. Look at their defense.
Kobe White held Dame to 21 points.
They're not good defensive players though.
Kobe White held Damian Lillard, one of the best shooters of all time, to 21 points.
They're not good defensive players.
21 points.
Everybody has an off night.
No, I'm saying 21 points for Damian Lillard.
So okay. Of that knowledge, we're saying that Jason Terry is one of the best defensive players of all time because he held LeBron to a whole bunch of shit in the 2011 finals. I'm saying. Okay, so one good game does not make you a good defensive player.
Okay, listen. You cannot compare guarding Damian Lillard to LeBron. They are 2 separate players. LaVine is based off.
One good game does not make you a good defensive player.
I'm not saying he's a good defensive player, but I'm saying he's not as bad as like you're saying he is. Like he's like not as worse as you think as bad as he is, but he's not as good as you're saying that he's not.
Well, my top 3 are. Let me see. Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. I mean, you have a 30-point per game scorer, and then a guy who's averaging a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is gonna be CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. I mean, both of them will score. One will score 30, and the other will score 25 or 23 around that range.
Yeah.
And then number one is obviously Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Chris Paul, one of the best defensive point guards of all time, passing point guards, and all-around point guards of all time. And then Devin Booker.
Joe, who's your top three backcourt?
Top 5 offensive player in the league.
Yeah.
I got the Cavs number 3. I feel like they're good, but it also depends on if they can stay healthy. Then I got the Trailblazers because, Dame and CJ McCollum is just one of the best duos in the NBA right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the Suns. I feel like the Suns have a lot of potential. If they keep playing the way they're playing, then they will definitely be in a playoff spot.
Yeah, I can feel that. And then,
and just disclaimer: this is just this season. So
we did
put Steph in
season like starting. All right. Next topic is NBA rookies top 5.
All right, I'll go first. My number 1 is LaMelo Ball. Number 2 is James Wiseman. Number 3, Tyrese Halliburton. Number 4, Patrick Williams. And number 5, Anthony Edwards.
All right, Joe.
My top 5 would be Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, Halliburton, and Cole Anthony or Patrick Williams.
Yeah, I can see that. And then my top 5 is James Wiseman, Patrick Williams, LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Halliburton, and Anthony Edwards. I only put Williams at 2. He's only averaging 10 points, but he is playing phenomenal defense, which on LaMelo Ball, he hasn't really been playing good defense. James Wiseman has been playing good defense and scoring consistently. Halliburton, after seeing last night's game against the Bulls, I can tell that he's going to be like a stud in the league, like he's going to be good. And Anthony Edwards averaging 13 points. I haven't really heard much about him this season, probably just because he's on the Timberwolves. I really haven't heard much about him, but he's still top 5. He's averaging 13.
He just got an amazing poster the other night.
Yeah. And then, Tavion, do you want to go in depth with yours?
I will. I think LaMelo Ball, everyone knew he had the highest potential out of this draft. Mm-hmm. And right now we're seeing that potential. That's why I wanted him on the Bulls, but obviously he got picked right before us. Number 2, Wiseman. I mean, he is great at rebounding the ball, playing good defense, and then he can score.
And also leaving college to go prep for the draft. I feel like that was a good choice for him because if he stayed in college,
he's
getting kicked out
because he got in trouble for violations.
Yeah, but I feel like if he stayed in college, I feel like he wouldn't have got drafted top 5 if he stayed in college. But he went out. He worked out for teams. The Warriors liked him, took him. They needed a center because Draymond was not fitting. Pascal wasn't fitting. So I feel like Wiseman was a good pickup for the Warriors. And when Klay comes back, they can win the championship.
Yeah. My number 3 is Tyrese Halliburton. A lot of people said he couldn't develop a 3-point shot.
Nobody.
Well, wrong. And we already knew everything else about him. He's a great player. He can score. He'll be a great, I think, almost all-star caliber. I don't think he'll ever become a real all-star, but I think he'll be all-star caliber.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4, Patrick Williams. I think he'll become a better version of Jay Crowder, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever be like a real all-star. I just don't think he'll be able to score the points that you need to be an all-star.
Yeah.
And lastly, Anthony Edwards. I think if he can keep developing, he can become Devin Booker. He's already shown that he has a knack for scoring. Mm-hmm. He just needs to figure out the rest of his game. He's okay on defense. I don't think he's as good as everybody thought he would be. And then obviously he's not a great playmaker.
And from Patrick Williams, his ceiling before he was drafted was at Kawhi because he can score the ball, he can hit mid-ranges, he can play amazing defense. But I feel like he will not get up like Kawhi at all. I feel like he'll make the All-Star game maybe once, but that's it. I don't feel like he can go consecutive years being an All-Star.
Exactly. So, like I said, a better version of Jay Crowder.
And then our next topic is running. Okay, top 5 running backs if all of them were to be healthy in the league.
You completely. Wait, were you guys all breaking it down?
So, did you want to?
No.
All right.
All right. The next topic is top 5 running backs if they were all like fully healthy, everything. My top 5 is McCaffrey, Saquon, Kamara, Henry, and Dalvin Cook. I feel like Christian McCaffrey, he's the best in the league when he's not injured. Elusive, he can catch the ball, he can run, do really anything that you need him to do. Saquon, speedy, he can hurdle, juke fast, do whatever he needs to do to get in the wide open field. He doesn't get great blocks with all line the Giants have, but I feel like that he can still make something out of the play with what they're doing. Alvin Kamara, he just had that big game on Christmas, 6 touchdowns, tied a record. He's fast. He can outrun really any defender. He can do whatever he needs to do to get open. The Saints line has been blocking really good for him. Derrick Henry is Derrick Henry. People have him in the top 5 for MVP racing. He hit 2,000 yards this season, had a decent amount of touchdowns. He ran over basically any team he played against besides the Packers. And then Dalvin Cook, he's a really good running back. He had very good games at the beginning of the season. He kind of fell off. He didn't play week 17 because his dad passed away. But I feel like he's in the future, next season, if everybody's healthy, that's my top 5 for the season.
Hey, yo, shouts out to Dalvin Cook's dad. Shouts out to Dalvin Cook's dad.
Yeah.
My top 5 is Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, and then Derrick Henry. McCaffrey, he's just pretty much my top 3. They're great runners, but also great pass catchers, and that's why I have them over the next 2. I mean, they really can just do it all on the field. They can be a wide receiver if they really wanted to be, and they'll be, a top 30 wide receiver. I think Saquon's stock has went a lot down since he's been injured, and I think a lot of people are ranking him lower. But when healthy, I mean, come on, and same thing goes with Christian McCaffrey.
And people forget who they were when they weren't injured.
And then Derrick Henry, a lot of people overhype him. I might even put Nick Chubb above Derrick Henry, really. Derrick Henry gets fed the ball way too much. I shouldn't say way too much, but he gets fed more than any other player in the league. And, of course, he's going to have great numbers if he's having, 400 runs a year.
Also for McCaffrey, he only played 3 games. He scored 5 touchdowns out of those games. In the first game he played against the Raiders, he had 23 rushes, 97 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Against Tampa Bay, 18 rushes for 59 yards and 2 touchdowns. And against Kansas City, that's the game he came back after 6 weeks. He had 18 carries, 69 yards, and a rushing touchdown. And he also had 10 receptions for 82 yards and a touchdown against the Chiefs.
I mean, he's a different breed.
He's not. I feel like that the other guys aren't even in comparison except for Saquon.
Crazy that we're talking about a white boy being the best running back in the league.
For real.
Joe, you can say your list.
My top 5 running backs will be Dalvin Cook. I mean, you could say I'm a little biased because I'm a Vikings fan, but my condolences to Dalvin Cook's family. Christian McCaffrey, when he's healthy, he's really good running back. He can make big yardage. I feel like he'd be ranked higher on people's lists if he did not play for the Panthers, but I feel like he also wouldn't be as good if he didn't play for the Panthers. Alvin Kamara, I mean, obviously he had a big game against my Vikings on Christmas. Ezekiel Elliott, he has the potential. And then Derrick Henry, like Jatavion said, he just gets way too many touches.
Yeah, I feel like if they were to lower his touches, they would have won at least 2 more games because they can't rely on Derrick Henry to just score the ball because Ryan Tannehill is an amazing talent. He fits perfectly with their system. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis, all their receivers are good, but they just hand off the ball too much to Derrick Henry. All right. And then the next topic is offensive and defensive rookie of the year for the NFL predictions.
Well, no, we're doing all of the awards.
Yeah, but the first is the rookie of the year.
I'll go first. My rookie of the year is obviously Justin Herbert. Number 2 being Justin Jefferson. But I think Herbert, I mean, he's second in rookie passing yards of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he broke Baker Mayfield's previous record. I mean, there's nothing really else to say. Nobody else had a record-breaking season. Obviously, Justin Jefferson had I think most receiving yards for a rookie receiver, but he was nowhere near the record for touchdowns. So that's why I have him as second.
Mm-hmm. I have Justin Jefferson winning the award. To go into the 79 Vikings who have fell off, Dalvin Cook was running the ball a lot. They would hand off the ball because they felt like Jefferson wouldn't be as good as he is for like the first 2 weeks. And they started catching the ball, yards after contact, yards after catch, amazing. He can run, he can do whatever he needs to do to get in the open field to score a touchdown. But Herbert would be my second. Coming in after Tyrod Taylor got hurt in week 4 or 5 from the punctured lung, they never put him back in because they felt like Herbert was their guy for the future, which I feel like he's going to be an amazing player.
My 2 players will be honestly Justin Jefferson and Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh.
Because of the way that he was blowing up in the backfield for the Colts.
Ooh.
I watched a few Colts games, and that man was straight just running on everyone's defense. I feel like he's going to be good for the Colts system. The Colts need a running back that they can, trust.
With the ball.
So they'll have a 2-headed monster with Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor in the future.
I feel like we're going to trade Marlon Mack and have Nyheim Hines and Jonathan Taylor be the 2 running backs because Nyheim Hines, he can catch the ball, he can run. Same with Taylor, but Taylor's more of like a run guy. With the O-line we have right now, he can be great too. And then
defensive player of the year, or defensive rookie of the year,
Stacey
is clear-cut one player, and I mean, but everybody probably thinks this. It's Chase Young. I mean, he led his team to the playoffs. He's
100%.
already a captain as a rookie,
Mm-hmm.
and he had amazing stats. It was like every 5th time he would get a sack, it was like he was getting a fumble as well.
Yeah, fumble recovery, touchdowns, strip sacks, fumbles, whatever.
A different animal. He reminds me a lot of Khalil Mack, and I think he'll become that player one day.
Stupid package.
I say Chase Young because that's the only defensive rookie I know.
I feel like I don't know why Patrick Queen is in the race because I have not heard anything about him this season. Even with the Ravens, I have not heard a single word about him this whole season. I really haven't.
I have never heard of that guy.
I know who he is, but I haven't heard a lot about him.
So we're gonna move on to the MVP race. Who we think? We're not just gonna do who we think is gonna win the MVP because I think it's unanimous, but we're gonna do also our top 5 for MVP. So I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, 48 touchdowns to 5 picks. I mean, that's just one unheard of. Secondly, Josh Allen. I think he played great. He's been playing great for this stretch of a period that when Patrick Mahomes, he just had a strong middle of the year, but he's fallen off since week 14, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I think Patrick Mahomes will be number 3. Number 4 is Tom Brady. I mean, 40 or 43 touchdowns at 43 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just impressive enough. So yeah, I mean, and he led the Bucs to the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. So
yeah,
there's that.
All right.
Number 5, I have Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had a strong first 2 months, but then he fell off towards the end of the season. So he very much hurt his MVP stock once again.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm going bold. So I'm going Rodgers, Allen, Mahomes, Aaron Donald, and Derrick Henry.
Defensive player. You're putting a defensive player in there?
Yes, defensive player in there.
I mean, I would have put, if I was putting any defensive player right now, I would have put TJ, but okay.
I just feel like from how dominant he is, how dominant Aaron Donald is, how good he can get through the line, apply pressure to the quarterback, I feel like he should be in the top 5. And Rodgers, obviously Rodgers. And then Patrick Mahomes. He's just Patrick Mahomes. He did have a bad game against the Dolphins, which like dropped his MVP stock a lot. He was in the first in the race until
plenty of bad games.
Hmm?
He's had plenty of bad games.
Yeah, Rodgers has not had a bad game this season. Usually, like against my team, the only reason they lost is because of Scantling, the fumble. Like they could have won that game.
The offensive game plan went away from Rodgers, and that was horrible.
Yeah. And then Allen is having an incredible season with Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley. He's handing off the ball. He just had incredible stats this season. I feel like that he's second in the race in front of Mahomes. And then Derrick Henry, phenomenal season, 2,000 yards. He's just this season he was unstoppable. But I feel like next season more running backs are going to come in and take his like number 1 spot.
All right, Joe.
All I'm gonna say is Aaron Rodgers.
I just feel like nobody can compare to Rodgers this season.
If he gets snubbed, I feel like it's
NFL's
gonna
rigged.
be rigged.
I mean,
If he doesn't win, the NFL's
they
rigged.
don't vote for Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
The NFL's rigged.
might be the high all time.
And then I have a take for you guys. Jonathan Taylor is the best rookie running back out of this class.
Ty, we weren't going to that hot take yet.
Yeah, we are. That's the next.
No. We still have 3 more awards left. Well,
Defensive Player of the Year.
We have
TJ
Defense
Watt.
Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, and Offensive Player of the Year.
Oh, I forgot to write those down. Let's do offensive. Offensive, to me, I'll be honest with you, Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Yeah, Travis Kelce's gonna win that one.
Mine is between Devontae Adams and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, 2,000 yards. Devontae Adams.
Adams is up there too. I just feel like Kelce gets boosted so much because of Mahomes, and that's why he's first in the race right now.
I mean, Devontae Adams had 18 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, it's just boosted off like Patrick Mahomes' rating and how the media portrays him, and then they have Travis Kelce in there with Hill, and that's basically the whole reason why he's really up there in the Offensive Player of the Year.
I just don't. I don't see any way Kelce wins. I mean, he's not even the best tight end, and I'll say that. Some people.
I can say that too. George Kittle fully healthy is better than Travis Kelce.
I mean, better blocker. Pretty much equally a receiver. I think I give that a little bit of edge to Kelce, but still, he's not far from him, but miles better.
And with the quarterback he has, Jimmy G compared to Patrick Mahomes, from what Kittle has made out of that, I feel like Kittle's better than Kelce.
Then defense player of the year. This is, for me, it's between 2 players. It's between TJ Watt and it's between Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard had 10 interceptions. That hasn't happened in a long time.
He had more interceptions than like 10 teams, didn't he?
I think so. I mean, most likely my Bears, because we haven't got a pick off. Like, we barely get picks.
Yeah.
I mean, and TJ Watt, obviously, he's led a top 3 defense this year. And then he leads the league in sacks. So, it's between those 2. I might give the edge to Xavier Howard.
Yeah, I feel like TJ Watt's going to win it, low-key. Applying the pressure, leading a top 3 defense, being a captain, basically changing everything, the whole play that they, just like their play style of the defense, got them up to top 3. I feel like TJ Watt's going to take it just from the tempo change and everything that he's applied to the team. Joe?
I just feel like TJ Watt and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, and then comeback player of the year.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith. Yeah, I don't really know.
Alex
Question
Smith.
Big Ben because he's played great, but like Alex Smith just came back from a worse injury.
Yeah, he was out for 2 seasons, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, came back and did that. I just feel like that. I don't think Big Ben's gonna win it over him. He was out for a season, but I just don't think it. I just don't think so.
Those are like the two that it's between, pretty much.
Yeah, and then
Coach of the year,
Browns coach Kevin Stefanski. Yeah,
it's messed up that he can't coach this year.
or Sean McDermott.
Yeah, him too. I have him. I totally forgot about him.
He's in my top. Or the Dolphins coach. He could get it, but I feel like that they're gonna.
I think not making the playoffs hurt him.
Yeah, but I feel like they're gonna give it to Kevin Stefanski. Yeah.
I don't have anything to add.
And then my take: Jonathan Taylor is the best rookie running back in the class.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Who do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
Right now, Antonio Gibson.
Really?
Bro, he has the most, I think, touchdowns for a rookie this year. And he's been playing better. He's been playing better behind a worse O line, and with worse things around him. Like he's in a bad offensive system.
Gibson and Taylor have the same amount of touchdowns. They both have 11.
Yeah, but Gibson has more in the air.
I just feel like, not just because of the O line. I feel like if Jonathan Taylor went to the Jets, he'd be good. From his finding the hole, doing everything that he needs to do to get his touchdowns, with 1,169 yards and 11 touchdowns, averaging 5 yards per carry. I just feel like that he's the best rookie out of the class just after seeing this season.
All right, let me correct myself. He does not have more receiving touchdowns. Never mind.
Yeah, and Joe?
Still don't have anything to add. You guys said all of it.
All right.
He pretty much agrees with you because he put Jonathan Taylor as a rookie of the year candidate.
Yeah, and then next thing, this was Joe's hot take. He said the Cavs are going to get a playoff spot this season.
I feel like if the Cavs can keep up their amazing guard play and have some good defense and win some against some seasonable good teams, then they could make a playoff spot. They're looking pretty good in the first few games of the season.
I could see it.
I could see it too, because having the East being worse than the West with all the good West teams, I feel like the Cavs can make it. They had a big improvement adding Isaac Okoro, giving them that defense that they needed, even though he's been out, giving him that defender that they needed. Also with Drummond, who's playing good in the backcourt, who's number 2 in my opinion in the league, 3 in the league in my opinion. I just feel like that they're going to make I don't think they're going to make a playoff run, but I feel like that they can make the playoffs. And then the Patriots trading up to take Trevor Lawerence.
No.
I feel like it could happen.
They would have to give up a lot. They would have to give up 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick.
And Cam Newton.
Cam Newton's not
Nobody
coming
wants
back.
Cam Newton. Cam Newton is ass.
I feel like Belichick will do what Trevor Lawrence did to Brady, but not make him the greatest of all time. I just feel like he'll be amazing on the Patriots because they always build a good defense when nobody expects their defense to be good, and just the receivers are underrated. To me, I just feel like that they don't get the credit that they deserve, like Amendola, Edelman.
They don't have Amendola.
I'm just saying, in the past, Amendola, Edelman that he had, and then Brady had Gronk. I just feel like if they can get Lawrence those weapons and trade it for the pick, they can win a Super Bowl or 2 with Lawrence.
Okay, I'll break down that whole argument. Mm-hmm. Belichick's not trading up. He doesn't trade up. He trades down.
Mm-hmm.
He wants more picks. He doesn't want less picks. So that's one thing. And then secondly, you said that the Patriots receivers are underrated. That is absolute blasphemy. Those are the worst receivers in the league.
I mean, Jacoby Myers isn't as bad. as you think he is or
Okay,
say
but-
he is.
I feel like the Patriots. This is a hot take for me, but I feel like the Patriots might end up taking Jalen Waddle.
I can see that. That one I can see.
I could see that too. They need to draft a quarterback. So I feel like they're going to try and get Mac Jones and Jalen Waddle back on the same team.
Or the football team might take Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle and Terry McLaurin would be the nastiest duo in the
The
league.
football team needs a quarterback.
Well, I have Jalen Waddle. I have him going 9th. Isn't the Giants the 9th pick?
9th or 8th, yeah.
Yeah, I have him going there.
To give Daniel Jones another weapon so he can actually like look good and actually play
No,
good.
They
And then I got a hot take from my friend Jeff. He said if Kevin Durant played like he did in 2017-18, he would be the greatest of all time and Jordan would not be able to guard him.
in the podcast.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think that can happen.
Think what could happen?
That Kevin Durant would be the greatest of all time if he stayed like he did in 2017-18 throughout his whole career.
Now, are we talking about Jordan now or Jordan Prime?
Prime. That's what he said.
Oh, definitely not. Jordan would definitely win that.
I know Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer of all time, but Michael Jordan was an excellent defender, and I just feel like he can guard anybody at any size.
Well, there's that. But this is the end of the podcast. Hope y'all had a great time listening to us. If anybody's listening to us, I doubt it. But peace out.
All right. Joe, do you have anything to add?
Thank you for letting me on the podcast, guys.
Yep. All right.